And I'm going to ask everybody to mute for me, please. All right, we're still folks are still coming in. So we're just waiting here. You're at the Brier Terrace Family Information Night. All right. Some people's audio is still connecting. We're just going to wait just a minute longer. Welcome to everyone. I just want to let everyone know that what I'm going to do is go through a slideshow, and I'm going to present some information. And then at the end, we're going to have an opportunity for questions, and we'll answer as many as we can. So I think it looks like things have calmed down and we're ready to go. So we're going to start off with, I'm Scott Morrison, and I'm the principal. And unfortunately, part of the reason there were some technical difficulties and I had to send out a new Zoom address is because for long story, but what was happening is the district was trying to give access to all of our families. And so we wanted to be sure that we had enough interpreters for each night. So we had to change the time. We had to change the Zoom meeting to be sure that we could have access to interpreters. And so we did all of those things. And now, of course, we did that. And an hour before we started, everything was in order. And right now, we do not have the interpreter globe that we need for usually what we would use for an interpreter. So right now, we don't have an opportunity for interpreters, and I feel terrible about that because we went through a lot of trouble to be sure that we would have them. So I can only apologize and blame it on COVID. Rana, so Ms. Nakur, Rana Nakur is our new assistant principal. And Rana, do you have any ideas about that, or do you want to first of all say hi to everybody, and then maybe you can shed some light on anything if you have anything at all?
Welcome to Brier Terrace Middle School. I got hired in July, so I'm super excited to be here. I will be working with Mr. Morrison and the staff, and I will be I'm also the athletic director, so you can forward emails and questions to me. We are excited, and we will do our best to support all our students, and we can't wait to be with them all.
And Luis Roman is our registrar, and he is also new this year. He was working a little bit last year with us, but he's going to be our full-time registrar. We're so excited. Luis, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, everybody. My name is Luis Roman, and I'm the new registrar at Brier Terrace Middle School. And today also, I'm going to be helping you with the translation into Spanish.
Yeah. But Luis, I'm not sure if we'll actually, Luis is here to do that, but because we don't have the link that we need, I'm not sure if we're actually going to be able to translate. If you have some specific questions, I'm just not sure how we'll do it. Our slides are in both Spanish and English, which is great. But I'm not sure we'll be able to repeat everything back in Spanish just due to the amount of time that we have. Because what we were planning to do, and I think there are two other interpreters in here who would normally go into those interpreter rooms, but we don't have the rooms available, and I don't know why, and I feel terrible about that. I also have Mr. Treadway here. He teaches coding and math, and he's helping us kind of navigate through this. He's often my wingman in Zoom meetings when we have staff meetings, et cetera, and he offered to do that tonight. So Mr. Treadway, do you want to say hi?
Good evening, everyone. Super excited for the upcoming school year and so excited to see 270 plus people here.
Wow.
So happy to meet all of you before we even get school started.
Great. Thanks, Mr. Treadway. Okay, and so we're going to go ahead and get started. Again, I'm so sorry we don't have interpreters, and we'll do better next time. So I'm going to get started. Here we go. We've got the slideshow. Hopefully you all can see that. If those of you have screens on, if you can give me a thumbs up, you're seeing the other screen. Is that right? Awesome. Thank you for the thumbs. I love the feedback. Great. Both kinds. Here we go. So it says we have language interpretation. That's the globe I was talking about, and it's not there. And I don't know why, because it was earlier. So I feel terrible. But here are the topics we're going to cover tonight. Oh, we're going to record this meeting. Are we doing that?
Yes, I activated that when we started.
You are amazing, Mr. Treadway. Thank you. And so we're gonna post this. I'll put it in a s'more, and then we're going to talk a little bit later about our website, and I'll tell you about my weaknesses there. We're going to have a land acknowledgement. We're going to have a lot of information about COVID. In fact, normally when we do a night like this, it's very different, but because of the obvious things that are happening around the world right now, we need to address a lot of issues around safety and reducing risk for our students and staff in our community. So that's what a big chunk of our time tonight is going to be about, but I want to really answer as many questions as possible about Brier Terrace, which I bet a lot of you have questions about, but we'll have other opportunities to answer those as well. Day in the life of your student, we'll talk a little bit about that. We've got a video tour, yeah, so let's get going. Here's our land acknowledgement. We acknowledge the original inhabitants of this place, the Stahovish people and their successors, the Tulalip tribes, who since time immemorial have taken care of, hunted, fished, and gathered on these lands. We respect their sovereignty, their right to self-determination. We honor their sacred spiritual connection to the land and water. By acknowledging these homelands, we commit to working with tribal nations to further the education aims they have identified in our classrooms and schools. And there's that in Spanish. Luis, maybe you can read that in Spanish for us.
Reconocemos a los habitantes originales de este lugar, el pueblo de Sonovish y sus sucesores de la tribu Tulalip, que desde tiempos inmemorables han cuidado, cazado, pescado y cosechado en estas tierras. Respetamos su soberanía, su derecho a la autodeterminación y honoramos su sagrada conexión espiritual con la tierra y el agua. Al reconocer estas tierras nativas, nos comprometemos a trabajar con las naciones tribales para promover los objetivos educativos que han identificado en nuestras aulas y en nuestras escuelas.
Gracias. Here we go. All right, so welcome. We're excited to have you all here. We can't wait for the upcoming school year. Here are some phone numbers to our main office. By the way, I'm going to post this slideshow as well as this whole the recording of our Zoom tonight. I'll post that, and everybody will have access to that. But this information is also on our website. So our first day of school for 1st through 12th grades is Wednesday, September 8th. Kindergartners have their first day on September 13th. And our last day of school is Friday, June 24th. I can't believe we're already talking about that, but teacher information schedules are going to be available they're not going to be available September 3rd. Disregard that. The schedules are going to be available right before school. And the reason that it's so late, the reason we say we're not going to have schedules viewable for students is because they change even to the last minute, even into the year, as I said in one of my messages to families. But we don't want to put out false information. And then when school starts, it's like, why did my schedule change? So we put it out as late as possible, and that's the day before school starts. So that'll be the 7th is when you'll have access to know your schedule. And that's only to prevent confusion as much as possible. There will always be some confusion out there, but just to make things as clear as possible, schedules will be available on the 7th, not the 3rd. You're going to be able to access this at another time. We're not going to watch this video tonight for Skyward Family Access, but there's a great video that kind of shows you the great features of Skyward, which is a place where you can pay for your for lunch, which actually you don't have to do. Never mind that. Or you can check schedules and grades and contacts and all kinds of great things in Skyward. I bet many of you are familiar with it because we had it. It's for our whole district. I'm going to show you our website, and I was going to talk a little bit about our website because it's a new layout, and I love the new layout. It looks great, except that I used to be able to edit it really easily because it had a front page that was different from this. This is really difficult for me to edit. And so I'm not able to put the things on the front page that I want. But the great thing is that we have all kinds of information here in about, in academics, student life, athletics and activities, our library, families. This isn't extremely up to date, but it's pretty darn up to date, probably as of last spring. And as I get more proficient in being able to update this part of it, I will. We're also going to have some help this year with one of our staff members who actually has a degree in computer science. So she's going to help us out, and that's Wed Alobite. So we're excited about that.
Mr. Morrison, if I could interject real quick. I've been trying to modify the chat, but I think you as host can only switch it to where participants can only message hosts instead of everyone. I'll need you to press that button.
I will be happy to as soon as I figure out how to do that.
On your chat screen, there's a triple dot just above where you enter chat at.
Yeah.
And then
panelists can chat with everyone.
Can you switch that to hosts and co-hosts or no one?
I don't think I can do that, Mr. Treadway. I just, it doesn't, that's not one of the options I have. I have panelists can chat with no one, hosts and co-hosts, everyone. What should I hit?
Just go with no one at this point.
All right. I'm so sorry. Again, we're figuring this out. We usually do this via, we don't usually do a huge Zoom meeting like this. We usually do something called a webinar. And so it limits my knowledge. This is the first time I've done a huge Zoom like this. So we're learning. All right, so there's the website. In the website, there's a staff directory. I'll just do it from the website actually instead of that link. So we go here, we go to about, and we go to staff directory here. And here's some cool folks that are on our staff that you might want to see. In our normal, the normal way we would do things, we would have this presented a little bit differently, but we're going to cheat and go through this way. Here's Miss Allen. Now, Miss Allen, if you ever come to the building, and as soon as you can come to the building without having a pressing need, right now, the only time that families or community members have access to the building if there's a pressing need for that. But you would be greeted by Miss Allen, Rebecca Allen, and she's in the main office. And like I said, Luis Roman. Luis, do you go by Mr. Luis or Mr. Roman?
Mr. Roman.
Mr. Roman will be in our on the other side of our office in the counseling office, but Miss Allen is in our main office. She's our attendance and ASB secretary. She's also kind of the main person that you'll talk to as you come into the building. Got some great teachers here. There are a few people I want to point out on every page. This is Miss Harris, and Miss Harris is one of our counselors, and she's the counselor who's here right now. we have, and I will move to this. There's some great folks here. Keep going. I meant to go to Miss Clark. Miss Clark is actually out. Miss Clark, Sam Clark, is our other counselor. She just had a baby. So we have somebody covering her. Miss Al Habib is going to be covering her for probably until December. But right now she hasn't been in our building yet, but she will be tomorrow, in fact. So Miss Clark is the middle school counselor for the other half of our students. So here we go. That's me. You can just email me or call me anytime you have questions. You don't have to go on Facebook and ask people what's going on and then be confused. You can just email me and you get the answer straight from me. Or you can email Miss Nakor and she can, or call us as well. We've got some great folks. Carla Rios is our career and college readiness specialist, and she works with families to connect them to be sure that they have the resources they need to move for if they want to go to college, if families want to have their students go to college, or if students want to figure out, well, what do I need to do to get to college, or what do I need to do to get to this technical program, or what do I need to do if I want to do this after school. She really helps with specific programs, not necessarily a little more specific than a counselor, and she helps with some really great scholarships that really help students, and maybe from families who haven't gone to college in the past. She can help out with that as well. So she's a really great person to talk with, Ms. Rios. And Ms. Rosario, she's our student support advocate. If you need some resources, you know, she helps families who have needs that that they didn't expect to have, or if they just have really general questions about stuff outside of school and they want help or support, including medical things and other kinds of resources. She is a great person to talk to. So Rosa Rosario, Miss Rosa, is a great person to talk to at our school. And there's Mr. Treadway. Eva Siska is right here, and Miss Siska is our office manager, and she will also help you out in the office and she can help you with more specific things if Miss Allen isn't here, or if there are other things that you need, or if you give us a call. Oftentimes Miss Siska will be the person that you talk to. So that's Eva Siska, our office manager. And this is Mr. Valencia. He is our student intervention coordinator. He helps students kind of figure out how to do school, if they're having trouble in school, if they're having trouble with figuring out what the appropriate thing to do is at school, if they need some direction. He's here to support students when things go awry. But he's also here to support students to help them solve problems. He's so great, and he's a really great resource that we have as well. Super nice. He's out at lunch. He's out before and after school. He's out in the hallways. He's here for all of our students. And that is all with the staff directory. All right. So now, so tomorrow, the 31st, is a new student orientation, and that is not necessarily 7th graders. If you just, like, you didn't come to school into the building last year and you want to come and see what it's like, you want to come and meet some folks, we're going to have, it's not our usual orientation for obvious reasons, I think, but we're going to be outside. We're going to do some small group tours inside that the district has said is okay to do. We'll need to wear masks, but you can come to the school tomorrow from 10 to 11. Come a little bit early because a lot of people are going to be coming all at once. but you can't come too early because we won't be ready for you. So around 9:45 or so, we'll be ready. We're going to get students into groups. Older students or students who've been here, 8th graders who were here last year, are going to be guiding our groups of students, and they're going to be doing some activities to help students get to know each other a little bit and to help ease the transition to middle school. And then it ends at 11, and that should be interesting, the drop off and pickup during that time. Another great thing is that we're getting a new roof on our building, and it's almost done. And the fact that it's almost done means that they're not quite done. And so there's a lot going on. So please be patient during the pickup and drop off. And we're going to ask families to stay in their vehicles, simply drop off, go around the loop, and we'll have lots of people guiding you as far as what to do, but come on the loop and then come back at 11. We'll grab some coffee. All right, and so here's time for a little tour. Are we ready? Turn up your volume on this, and I'm going to turn on a video. And we kind of are adapting this from last year, and so I might chime in a little bit. I'm going to skip through just one little part here at the beginning. Let me get this full screen. Here we go. Got the volume turned up.
Hey Bulldogs, we are so excited to have you come back to the building. Let's take a little tour of our school so you can see where things are before you come back.
Pause. Move to 47 seconds. Where do my seconds go? There. Here we go.
Now let's take a little walk and see some things in the building that we can access from outside. So we just left from the same area where that check-in point was that I showed you.
No check-in
We're
point.
walking outside along the building. And right in front of us are the doors to get into the music room. So you'll go in there if you take band or if you take orchestra. Both of those classrooms are located inside here. And then over here to our right, down those steps, is the gym. This is where you'll go to take PE. And this is what the inside of the gym looks like. Remember, you won't be changing your clothes for PE this year, so no gym lockers.
Yes, you heard it. No gym lockers. We're not changing. The soonest we'll be changing to PE clothes will be November. And so we're just waiting to see what things are like in November. If the state feels like it's and our Snohomish County Health District feels like it's there's the risk is reduced enough, they'll allow us to change in locker rooms. But until November, no locker rooms, so no PE clothes. So come to school. We're still going to do PE, but just come to school in clothes that you can do PE in. But we're not going to change into PE clothes. So no PE clothes, no locker rooms. In fact, no lockers throughout the building until the soonest would be November.
Next, let's check out the cafeteria. So these steps are actually right near where I just showed you where the gym is. You just go outside and then you go down these steps. It goes to the cafeteria. And don't worry, there will be lots of signs helping you. So you're going to go in these doors, and this is what the inside of the cafeteria looks like. Lots of tables all spread out, plenty of room. Over to the left is where you grab your lunch. And then we're walking straight through the cafeteria so I can show you how to exit. It's a different door. So this is the door you go out. And then this takes you back outside. And then there's tons of space out here too to eat lunch. So we have all of these tables that you can sit outside and eat your lunch or hang out. And then over here, we have the sport court, which is also open during lunch.
Hi, Bulldogs. Hey, lunch is free this year for everybody. Anybody can get lunch. We're just gonna go through, grab a bag, and be done. So let me show you. You walk through this way. Grab your lunch. And walk out this way.
It might not be that simple. So last year we had some bag lunches that you could grab. This year, all lunches are free. Every kid gets a free lunch, and it's going to be more like the usual. So we will have pizza, by the way, and we'll get more to that. But it's going to be more like regular hot lunch that we have, and it's free to everyone.
So talking about hallways. This year, we're not using our lockers, so you're gonna carry all of your things in your backpack with you. In our hallways, we have a couple of restrooms for both boys and girls. There will be capacity limits on those. So as you can see, there's some red dots on the floor. So if there's beyond capacity, we just wait on the dot until someone comes out. We have lots of signage in the hallway for our one-ways, and we'll kind of walk through that with you.
We are going to have one-way hallways again this year. We're not going to have lockers in the hallways. So don't worry about lockers until the very soonest would be November. And then we'll have all kinds of help. We'll be able to use advisory time to practice using lockers. So we don't even need to worry about that. But that means you carry a backpack. And so you'll bring a backpack with you if you want to bring your belongings. I did a survey last year. I tried to find out, well, how much do students really need to carry in their backpacks? And I had one teacher, and everybody responded to this. One teacher said that sometimes students would need to carry a textbook home and back to school. One teacher sometimes. So really, you need to bring something to write with, something to write on, maybe a calculator, and your oh my gosh, your computer, your Chromebook. Thank you. Sorry. And just bring your Chromebook. And so you don't really need to carry a lot of things in your backpack. So here we go.
For a minute. And make sure to bring a full water bottle. Our drinking fountains are not available to you. So you got.
Sorry, we are going to have drinking fountains available, but we're going to ask students to fill up water bottles. We are going to encourage students. So that's another thing you put in your backpack is a water bottle. So bring a water bottle. You can fill that up, and that will reduce risk.
I'm going to have a full water bottle this year.
I just want to get credit on that one. Okay. I'm going to close that because sometimes those things. All right. Here we go. So that's our tour. Class will start at 8 o'clock and we will finish at 2:30. And we're going to there'll be more on that here in just a second. So COVID-19 health and safety, for the health and safety of everybody in our buildings, masks are required inside and outside while on campus. We're going to maintain physical distancing to the extent that we can. Before arriving at school or a district building, check for COVID-19 symptoms. So we don't have an attestation this year, and we're asking families, please, in the morning before your child leaves for school, how are they feeling? Are they feeling any symptoms for COVID-19? If so, stay home, please. That's the recommendation that we have right now. So please do that. And if you're feeling great, we can't wait to see you at school. And so there's a handbook here. And this is if you go to the district website, the first thing you see is this big COVID thing, and it's got all kinds of resources. This is and you click on the thing, and then there's all of this information about COVID, including this health and safety handbook. This answers all kinds of questions that I've received from people. I get the answer, I just go right here. And so you can access it as well. You would go to the same place I would, which would be right here. And this is right on the, well, this is about 2 clicks into the district website. So you can go here. It's actually pretty cool. Face masks and cloth coverings. Okay. Oh, indoor mask requirements. Well, let's find out what that is. Outdoor mask requirements. Well, let's check that out. Physical distancing. What's the classroom going to look like? What does it look like for PE? Band. What's going to happen in band classrooms? Libraries. All kinds of things. This is great. Restrooms. You can check this out. This is what I go by, and you can check and see what's going on. What our district is asking us to do as far as COVID issues are concerned, and protocols, etc. Okay, so this is what it looks like when you go right to the Edmond School District website. Boom, click on that thing, the first thing there, and it goes right to that. Okay, and then that website will be updated as things come up. So at this time, digital daily health checks are not required for students and staff. As I said, we're asking families to check, and staff are expected to do the same. If you have a temperature greater than 100.4 Fahrenheit, a cough, for those with chronic allergic asthma, cough, look for a change in the baseline. So if it's not just if you're coughing, if every day your child wakes up coughing, even before COVID, then go ahead. If they're having an increase in those symptoms, then it's time to be concerned. If it's something that is always happening, we don't need to be so concerned about that. But if they have shortness of breath or difficulty breathing, chills, unusual fatigue, muscle and body aches, stay home and maybe call your doctor. Possibly a new onset of headache, sore throat, sudden loss of taste or smell, congestion or runny nose, unrelated to seasonal allergies. Okay, so again, this is just like beyond baseline. Nausea or vomiting or diarrhea, then please stay home, call your doctor. So we go through routine cleaning procedures, and we prioritize this. We ask kids to clean things off when they come and go, and teachers will be asking folks to do that. We do that also as a staff. Our custodial staff does the same thing. Our HVAC systems are set to maximize outside air. We also, and our filters are upgraded and changed regularly. We ask teachers also to open up windows when they can, just to increase the flow of air and to get fresh air coming in and unfresh air going out. We ask students to and staff to sanitize their hands, wash their hands frequently. We're going to watch this great little video. So remember, this video is for everybody in the district, not just middle schoolers. That's a little warning here. Maybe. It's really different when there's a whole bunch of people on the Zoom. This video, I'm going to let it go just one more time. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and stop. It tells you to wash your hands thoroughly, often.
And way to stop this predator.
Yeah, we're not going to keep doing that.
You can put a link to it in
Okay.
the chat, Mr. Morrison.
Oh, or Mr. Treadway, did you want to do that?
I don't have.
Let's-
I don't
wait,
have
look
the
at me.
slideshow.
Wait.
There you go.
Copy, boom. It really, I don't know if it's worth it. It tells you to wash your hands a lot. Oh, and that went straight to one person. Sorry, that person knows who they are. There we go. Okay, hand hygiene, wash your hands. There's going to be a few of these. I'm not sure if I'm going to put them all in. Masks are required both inside and outside. I'll try it. It says wear the mask over your face.
What you need to know about mask wearing at school. Before you leave for school, be sure to grab a clean mask and 2 or 3 extras to keep with you. You'll also need a bag or a container to put your used masks in if they get dirty and wet while you're at school. That's when those extra masks will come in handy. If you forget your mask or run out of clean masks at school, don't worry. Your school will have an extra for you to wear. Now let's talk about the correct way to put on, wear, and remove your face mask. Step 1, wash or sanitize your hands. Step 2, hold your mask by the ear loops when you put it on over your ears. Step 3, make sure it fits well across your face. The mask needs to be over your nose and under your chin and fit snugly around your face. If your mask has an adjustable piece on the nose, pinch it so it fits really well. Step 4, when your mask gets dirty, wet, or it's time to take it off, remove it by the ear loops. Don't touch the front of the mask. That's where the germs are. Place the mask in a container or in a storage bag that you brought from home for safekeeping. If your mask can be thrown away, put it in the garbage. If your mask is the kind you can reuse, be sure to take it home and wash it. Step 5. This is very important. Make sure after you take your mask off that you wash your hands or use sanitizer to wash those germs away.
Yay. All right. So lots of masks as usual. School, this is about the limitations of having people come onto campus or into the building. Schools open to students and district staff only. Our campuses are closed to non-school individuals. This includes family and community volunteers. Main school office is open to family members who have urgent needs. So if there's a medical situation, or if we ask you to come in specifically, then you can come in. Otherwise, we'll have to ask you to stay out of the building. So vaccine, I'm sure heard this, vaccines are required for all school employees. It's available at anyone 12 years and older at this time, which is almost all of our students. And you can go to the Snohomish Health District's website to learn more about the vaccine and how to book an appointment. So almost all of the school students at Brier Terrace Middle School are eligible for the vaccine. We encourage vaccines, of course. By the way, I sent something out actually today, and actually you might be getting it. I meant to send it out last Friday and hit, again, technology. But we have other vaccines that are required for students at our school. And there are some students who don't have everything up to date as far as actual non-COVID vaccines, but vaccines nevertheless that are required. And we have really strict guidance now that students will not be admitted to the school if they don't have the things like measles, mumps, rubella, those kinds of vaccines up to date. they won't be admitted to the school. It's super important that you get that checked out. And our nurse has probably contacted you if that's the case, but you really have to get those non-COVID vaccines taken care of in order for students to attend school. Really important. We're able to test students and staff at our school, along with mask wearing. Testing is a key mitigation strategy, and testing is available in all district schools. At this time, Washington State Department of Health guidance ensures all students have access to their chosen performing arts courses. Please see the latest update from DOH and COVID-19 Health and Safety webpage, which is here, Department of Health, DOH. And so we follow these guidelines. We've got equipment for students who are in music classes. So just know that those things are going to be available, and students will be required to wear those things as designed. And here we're back at the awesome COVID webpage. So yeah, right there, masks, hand washing, all the things we're talking about. Oh, fall athletics. At this time, students in high school and middle school will be able to participate in all regular fall athletics. It says at this time, so I have no idea, but we may or may not continue with athletics. Right now, we are planning that. And high school sports, I know our fall sports are out, and I can't wait to go see a football game. So, or other sports as well. Check out key fall dates, sports options, forms, and eligibility online here at the athletics page at our district. And we're gonna have a little bit more there later on. Let's see if it loads up quickly. Come on. And too late. All right, we're moving on. School bus information. All passengers and drivers are required to wear masks while on a school bus. Bus stop and route information will be available starting Monday, August 23rd in Skyward. So you can go and get bus route information in Skyward. Those things are often updated. I would check it the night before school just to be sure. So again, things change, and it seems like, oh, well, this should have been taken care of, last June, but a lot has changed since June. So I recommend checking on September 7th at night to find out what route and school bus stop you have. There's a new way to access bus information that we have. It's called EduLog Parent Portal app. And again, this will be available. You can go to the district parent portal. Get that, here it is. And you can install the EduLog Parent Portal now to register your student, and that's a really easy way to get transportation information. I recommend it highly. Like I said, free breakfast and lunch for all students. You no longer need to stress out about paying for or packing school meals. Meals are free for all students in our schools for the entire 21-22 school year. And here's some menu information. Shall we check out the menu? So exciting. What's for lunch on, find a school, Brier Terrace. We're right there, Brier Terrace Middle. Let's check out the middle school lunch menu. First middle school menu, and what do we got? We have Soaring Dragon, pizza by the slice, yogurt parfait combo, the protein pack, black bean salad, buffalo chicken salad, chicken Caesar salad, combo sandwich, turkey and cheese sandwich, vegetables, beans, sorted dark green veggies, green orange veggies, peas or corn, dried fruit, canned fruit, fresh fruit, 1% milk, chocolate milk, soy milk, so much. And that's just on Wednesday, the 8th, first day of school. Well, something to look forward to. Does your family need financial support? Eligible students and families, please complete a free and reduced meals application. I wish we didn't call it free and reduced meals application. I wish we called it a financial support opportunities application, because when you fill that form out and you qualify for free and reduced meals, you actually are qualifying for all kinds of really great supports for families. So I encourage you to fill it out. Even though lunches are free this year, it's full of great resources. Please fill that out. It provides such as financial support for course fees and sports fees and reduced costs, internet, all kinds of stuff. Even more than is listed here, by the way. And you can, Miss Rosa and or the counselors will help you with that. Applications are available at the district website. So again, we go to this awesome district website and we can see the financial support page. Check that out, all kinds of stuff. So it's under family support, financial support down here. All right. Skyward, we talked about Skyward, where you can find student grades, family contact information, bus route information, and more. And again, I'm going to send this slide deck out. You'll be able to go to the Skyward video to kind of guide you through what you can access in Skyward. But I bet you all know a lot about that already, because many of you are already familiar with Skyward because you're in the district. Students will bring Chromebooks home every day. This is important should a student become ill or need to quarantine. So please bring your Chromebook, encourage your student to bring Chromebooks home every day. We'll do the same. They're not going to have lockers, so they're going to be in their backpacks anyway. So I think this is kind of a moot point, but every day students will need to bring their Chromebooks home, so that in the case that they need to quarantine, they would be out 10 days and they still would be able to access things through their Chromebook. Yeah, so all K-12 students will be issued a district-owned Chromebook. And we're hiring. So if you would like to apply for a position here in the Edmonds School District, you can go to the ESD jobs. We especially need bus drivers and food service workers. Great job, great benefits. And one of the benefits is you have the same schedule usually as your children. So, yep. Here we go. Now, I know a lot of questions have come up. I've not been checking the chat, but I have some really great friends who have. Ms. Nakor, Mr. Treadway, Mr. Luis, Mr. Roman. Oh, darn. I see if we have interpreters for, I think we do have an interpreter for Vietnamese. And so if that interpreter could read that for us, I think that's Vietnamese. If they could help us out, that'd be awesome. And Luis, if something comes up, please let us know. And any other interpreters, if you can help families out, that would be amazing. Ms. Nakor, are there some questions that we need to answer at this time?
I have a long Google Doc of questions that I've just been copying and pasting from chat. If you want me.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions about Chromebooks. So if your student has a Chromebook from last year, they need to bring it with them. If their Chromebook is broken, they can bring it in and swap it with another Chromebook. And we call it a loaner, or that means if the Chromebook is repairable, they will work on it. If it's not, then your student will be issued a new Chromebook. That's the big question I've been seeing.
Yeah. And right now, if you can do that through the district, that's the best, because we don't have the resources here at school. But right now, you would want to call the district office. And in fact, I can bring up the IT number, he said, and we will be able to just call and make an appointment, and they'll get you set up for a Chromebook. Please work. What's another question as I'm looking this up?
Schedule. So zero period starts at 7:05. First period starts at 8 and school ends at 2:30.
That's right.
We will have a study club this year, and it's probably going to start running the second or the third week of school. And it will be on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, and the bus will take off from here at 3:30.
So wait for more information on the specifics of study club. But that should be starting up ASAP. We need to get things kind of settled down, get the year going, and then we'll get study club going as well. So we'll be sending out more information about study club, but it's a really, I think, a great tool that we have to help students get the help that they need. More one-to-one, or not necessarily one-to-one, but maybe 5-to-1 with a teacher who can help them out. Maybe not their teacher, but somebody who is in the department. So let's say they have math questions. It might be Mr. Treadway's turn to be at study club, and he would be able to help students out, even if they're not his students.
Yeah, I have a question I had several questions about how can students access their classes and their homework if they have to quarantine. Most teachers are using Canvas, and those who are not will be responsible to send emails and hard copies to the students. Right, Mr. Morrison?
That is right. Here's Chromebook support, tools, website. I just typed in Edmond School District tech support, and it went here. And if you just call this number, 425-431-1211, they're going to help you out. Like, my Chromebook is broken. Is this the right Chromebook? It's not working right. Then give them a call Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. They'll help you out. Or you can call tech support or email tech support at edmonds15.org.
There's a question on clubs. So we will be having clubs, and we might have new clubs if people are interested in creating new clubs. And there will be transportation for that too.
Yeah. Mr. Treadway, what's your favorite club?
Ooh, that's hard.
No, it isn't.
I think Nintendo Club has probably been my favorite club over the years.
In the past, that's been on Fridays. I don't know what that's going to be like this year, because the advisor for that club is super busy, but we'll have something going on, I'm sure. And so know that clubs go through ASB, and so we have to process it through that. Also know that the clubs are really voluntary. So our staff says, yeah, I'm going to spend some time after school with kids doing this thing that they want to do. And that's not required. And we can't require teachers to do that. So any club that exists is there because one of our staff members says, oh yeah, I'm going to give my time to that club. Just know there is a small stipend with that. However, it doesn't match the amount of time that the teachers put into that. So I just want to give a shout out to our staff.
Mr. Morrison, will band students be able to leave instruments in the band room?
Yes, they will. There's a place for band students to leave their instruments, and this year it will be available. It wasn't last year during hybrid, but now it is.
I do have a slew of questions about band, and I think most of them are covered in the link that you showed for the plan for activities like that. But there's questions about band, wind instruments and masks. There was a question about COVID protections for band, music lockers and space storage, which you just addressed. Bell covers for brass instruments, carrying their instrument throughout the day, and if they need to bring them the first day. So there's
yeah, that's a lot. You will not need to bring your instrument the first day. The first 2 days, we're going to have we're actually going to have half of the day is going to be some activities where we're kind of helping transition. We're going to do some team building. We're going to do some kind of social emotional work. We're going to we're going to build some really cool marble contraptions. We're going to learn about our personalities. We're going to learn about growth mindset for the first 2 days for sure. And then the students will have half of their classes on the Wednesday of the first day, and then the other half of their classes on Thursday of the first day in the afternoon. And then on Friday, we'll have all their classes, and we'll start our regular schedule on Friday. But we're trying to help students make this transition, coming back to school, or coming to middle school for the first time. We're trying to, I mean, we want kids to be successful, and we want them to feel good about this place, and we want them to feel good about middle school, not only the first 2 days, but all year. And so we're doing things to really address that. So just know that that's something that we will be working on. So first 2 days, probably don't need that instrument, and I wouldn't sweat it. So, and all of those other safety things, our music department is very aware that we need to be extra special. We need to be extra careful about the way that we're playing music, and the way that we're using our instruments and the equipment that we have. We've got all of that for students. We've got the bell covers, we've got the special masks and the special stuff. So just know that we're aware of that, and we are very concerned about that, and we take it very seriously. So we're taking all the precautions that you can think of for band and orchestra.
There is buses for sports after school, yes.
Yep.
And there's 2 sets of buses generally in the years that I've done it. There's one for our service area for Brier Terrace. And then since we also host the highly capable program, there's usually one bus for that as well, for the students who are not within our service area.
And those buses don't take students right home or to their normal bus stops, but they get them to pretty close to home, so that it's not such a hike either to get home or to pick up your child.
Mr. Morrison, there's several questions on where can students change when they're playing a sport, and then where can they store their valuables when they are on the run?
Yes, that is a question. That's a really good question, and one we will answer when sports get started, not when sports get started, but give me a little time to figure that out, because that's a question that we have, and I think that's a question that the district is working on. I'm with you on that question, and so we will address that in a couple of days as soon as I get some more information.
Another question related to athletics, because I think there's a slide on season 1, but someone asked for like season 2, 3, 4, when do they need to submit those? And the answer to that is anytime before the first day of practice. And then where do they submit them? And that would be with Miss Allen in the front office. And then lastly, there's a question about making a payment. There's a link on our school website, and person who asked the question said that wasn't working, and when will they be able to or need to pay for that? I didn't have an answer to that last one.
Ms. Nakor? Is
So,
that me or you?
The one thing, some parents are trying to pay for sports that tend to be cut sports. Please don't do that, because then you're going to have to go through the refund policy. The information was sent via email, and we can send it again on where you can pay for sports fees. And let's see, did that answer the question?
Did I skip over the athletics? I have it posted here. Oh, I hope it goes to that. Yes. I think this might
It's happening.
answer your questions.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna ask that you not, by the way, I see, can we change for PE in the bathroom? You may not. We don't want you to do it changing in there because it's just, we want to reduce the risk as much as possible. If we've got a bunch of people hanging out in the restroom changing, they're spending a lot of time in an enclosed place, and we want to reduce that risk. So we're going to ask that you not do that. You know, we did this last year for hybrid, where we had students not changing in the locker rooms, and it was fine. We didn't have, I didn't have one issue. Not one person came to me and said, hey, I really need to change my clothes for PE. Not one person came to me with that concern during hybrid. So just so you know that. We can't change classes, but there is a process for applying for online school. It's not a guarantee because what we have to do. So basically, what happened is after August 6th, when you all had the deadline, we took a look at our list at all the schools in the district, and we said, okay, well, we planned on this many kids at this school, and so we hired this many teachers for those kids because we have a finite amount of money for each building to hire teachers. And then a certain number of kids left. Well, if enough kids left a school, they said, okay, well, we need to take some teachers from that school, and so that we need to put them in here. And so that's why we had this deadline on August 6th. And so we sorted that all out. That's why we're scrambling right now to get a master schedule finished. We're there, but it's cutting it close. But normally that's done in the spring, but we had to wait until after August 6th to do that. It actually way after August 6th, because then the district had to get us information. So us being ready to go right now based on the information we had August 6th was really an amazing thing. And now if we're starting to change things, we're going to have to change even more after we've already built schedules, and that's not an easy thing. Please know that. Even in elementary, it's not an easy thing. So there's no guarantee that things are going to look just exactly the way that you want them to. It seems like easy. Oh, I'll just go over here. It's not. It really affects all of us. So there is a process to go through. It's just like changing any school. There's information about that online. I think I've sent it out in one of the s'mores as well. But you can also go to the district website and get information about that. Choosing electives, maybe it depends on how much space we have in different electives. Maybe not. You might not be able to choose your electives, but our electives are all really cool. I think just about every kid would really like being in any of the electives that we have. By the way, we have an elective that nobody else in the district has, and that's foods. It's one of our most popular electives, and so students can actually cook in class, and we're working out how that's going to work during hybrid. We weren't cooking. I'm not sure if we're going to be doing that during starting now. More to come on that. Other questions, Mr. Treadway?
Oh yes, multiple pages on my Google Doc here. Who would I contact?
We're gonna be able to do about 10 more minutes, and
Okay.
then we're gonna take that all the questions that you asked, and we'll try to answer them and post them in a s'more coming up.
All right. There's a question about who to contact for a food pantry, which I believe would be Rosa Rosario.
Yep, Rosa Rosario. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there was, speaking of food, there are several questions about lunch, which I think you covered most, but maybe some specifics like how many lunches, how long is lunch, is it served in a bag or on a tray? Those ones did pop up.
We have 3 lunches. They are 35 minutes ish, and this year, I'm not, to be honest, I haven't seen how they're serving them. I know last year we had bags. I know they're not going to have bags. I don't know what it's going to look like this year. And I'm not going to know that until school starts, to be honest. So, but I think they're going to have trays. They might be disposable trays. Yeah. What was it? Was there another part to that? I forgot.
There's not. Someone asked about getting money refunded. They had money in the account before. They've been free the last 2 years. So they wanted to know how they could withdraw that.
Oh, yeah, you can just give Miss Siska a call and she can help you out. And our right now our office is open, I think 9 to 3. During the year it'll be open 7 to 3 or 7 to 3. So yep.
I know you addressed about belongings with sports and that you said that you were working on that, but there was a question. We know that PE students aren't changing for PE, but what about students who are in sports, like softball players getting gear on? I put that one.
More to come.
More to come.
There won't be tents for outside when it rains, but we are able to. I'm sorry, I just glanced down. I'm totally cutting people right now. I just know the answer. So we had just like last year during hybrid, when it rained, we would have a place available for students to eat outside if they chose to underneath the walkways, and we put some benches out there. It's going to be more crowded this year because last year we had half the students and then half of those students were at lunch at a time. So we'll have twice as many students as we did during hybrid at lunches. Well, not quite twice as many, but more. But a lot of kids like to be outside even in the rain. So that really helps out, and we'll keep kids spaced out as much as we possibly can. We'll reduce the risk to the extent that we can.
One other one. I thought I grouped them all together. One other question was masks during sports. Do you have the answer to that one?
I don't.
Okay, because it was true in the spring because I coached high school cross country and track, and it was true then, but I don't know if it's changed.
And if you will go to the athletics website on the at the district, that's gonna be the place where you're gonna get the quickest information. And middle school athletics don't start until the Monday after school starts. Is that right, Mr. Treadway?
Yes, the 13th.
Yeah. So we've got a little time before then, and I'll share information as it comes out. As far as COVID, we do contact tracing to the extent that we can, but if there is, we will only contact you, and this is really guided by the Snohomish Health District. They tell us what to do. And we don't make an announcement generally unless we're going to do some general thing. So we do contact tracing and then contact families that way.
Okay. There's a question about backpacks because we're not having lockers and our supply list says string bags. Still need both or just backpacks?
Just backpacks for now, and we'll take a look at what it looks like in November. So right now you can bring it. You don't need the string bag. Is just for when we have lockers, when we actually have a place for kids to put their stuff. But we don't have that, so they can bring backpacks. They can put their coats in there. They can put their equipment. But really, they need their Chromebook, something to write with, something to write on, and maybe a calculator, and then maybe a coat. So. And if they've got instruments, they can talk to their orchestra or band teacher and they'll help them out as far as what they're going to do with those.
There's a question, if a student needs to quarantine or show symptoms, will there be a Zoom available for them as they wait for that period?
No, but they would have access to the assignments in Canvas.
For new students who are new to the school district, do they need to pick up a Chromebook prior to the start of school, or will one be issued on the first day?
One will be issued early. You could contact that number if you go to the district IT. You can call that number and say, hey, I'm enrolled, and they'll help you out. They'll probably make an appointment to get you a Chromebook, but you'll probably have to go to the district office.
There were a few questions about bus and transportation, and I know you had a slide on that, so I encourage reference on that. I don't know if you want to bring up a link again.
Yes, I will.
A dress code for students. I don't recall.
So we've really reeled back on the dress code in the district. We go by the district dress code, which is wear clothes essentially, and don't wear things that have things like advertising for drugs and alcohol and other inappropriate things. We try to not discriminate based on gender. So we we don't want, genitals showing, and that's pretty much it. It's pretty open, and your students can wear the clothes that they want to wear.
Speaking of the clothing policy, picture day. Do you have a picture day yet? And ASB cards, where can students purchase those?
Students can purchase ASB cards in the main office, or and we'll have more information about that as we get going in school. Picture day, I don't have a date yet. We'll get all that information out to everybody. Actually, I think we have picture packets that we're going to send out, but I don't know what it is. But we'll be sure that families know what the picture day is. We've got time for probably 2 more questions.
Okay, there's a question about passing periods and social distancing. And so I know you mentioned that we're having one-way hallways again this year.
Yeah, so probably a huge area of risk that we would see normally is that when we had lockers, students would often open their locker, hang out, talk to their friends, and hallways would be super crowded. And so what we did last year during hybrid, and what we're going to continue to do now, is have one-way halls, and we're going to tell students go straight to their classes, and we're not going to have lockers so that we don't have students don't have a reason to be hanging out in the hallways. Just go straight to your class, and they can go outside as well if they want to. If they want to talk to their friends in the 5 minutes, they can go do that. 5 minutes doesn't seem like a lot of time. It's a lot of time, and students can do a lot of things. They can get things to drink. They can go from one end of the building all the way to the exact opposite end and still have plenty of time. They can use the restroom. 5 minutes is a lot of time, even though your students might say it's not enough time. I've walked it in the middle of really crowded hallways. It's lots of time.
One last question here on my favorite topic, sports. And someone asked what the fall athletic schedule will be and what days. And that's Monday through Friday for all teams. And then each one has different days for their meets. Like I did cross country for a number of years, and our meets were usually on Wednesdays or Thursdays. And I know it's different for football and different for softball. So I encourage you to reach out to the coach, or the coach will send you out the schedule. And I know it says September 13th is our first day of practice. And I know some things come up, especially doctors and doing physicals like that. And so if you can't quite make it on the 13th, I still encourage you to sign up. I've had athletes join the second week, the third week, and still have a great season. And so I just encourage, even if we have a first day of practice, reach out to that coach and see what you can do to participate.
All right, well, we're past our time. We will try to answer as many of these questions as possible. We're recording them, and we'll put out a Q&A paper, probably Google Sheet. In any case, we'll get that information out as soon as we can. And I just want to thank everybody for coming, and thanks for your patience during the Zoom time. And we can't wait. Just know that even though you're feeling like, oh my gosh, my student hasn't been here, we know that, and we are ready for that. We are ready to help kids. We want them to really love middle school. We want them to love this place. We've got a school full of adults who love kids, and that's one of the things that I love about this place. I've been here this is my 3rd year, and I am just floored by how great this staff is and how much they care about your kids. So it's a really great place. They're gonna love their experience here. And yeah, I just can't say that enough. So thank you, everyone. Have a great night. And I appreciate you coming out and being involved in your child's life. Thank you so much. And thanks, Mr. Treadway. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. So I hope we have, Ms. Nakor, we've got this recorded, the questions. Awesome. Thanks, Mr. Treadway. I know you'll share those questions with me.
You already did.
And Louise, thank you so much. I'm so sorry that didn't work out.
It's okay. I was just trying to answer as many questions as I could, so at least I was helpful.
Yes,
I
sure.
appreciate it
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, I'll see you tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow. Oh, yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye. I'm trying to end it.